My name is Richard Hinojosa. I'm the education coordinator for Bodies the Exhibition New York. We started November 19th, 2005, and I have actually been here since we opened. We had a 6 month to a year engagement, and we kept extending. The response has been incredible. And that is, of course, a frequently asked question. Are these actually real? So yes, they are real. They come from a plastinization facility in China. They were bodies that were donated from medical universities, or two medical universities. They were unclaimed bodies. So that means that they were either unidentified bodies that were John Does, or they were unclaimed bodies that were given to science. And they will eventually go back to that university when we shut down. There's 9 galleries in the exhibit. I think it unfolds very intuitively. So you start off with the skeletal system. From here you go into the muscular system, and then you go into the nervous system, see the nerves that innervate our muscles and move our bones so we can move around, The circulatory gallery, I think, is a very striking gallery also, because you're just going to see the blood vessels. The respiratory gallery that follows that. From there we go into the digestive room, and that's one of my favorites. And then we go into the reproduction room. And then the last 2 galleries, one of them is a fetal development gallery, and that gallery we actually make optional. So we have a sign outside. Here's what you're going to see in this gallery. If you don't want to see something like that, there's a door, you can skip past it. The 9th gallery, and it's a treated body gallery, so you'll see some of the ways that medical technology has advanced. You'll see some prosthesis. You'll see a really extraordinary exhibit that we saw that is a physical representation of an MRI. Whenever we're talking about anatomy, we are relating all of our anatomy lessons back to a public health issue. So if we're talking about respiration, it's the smoker's lungs, and that's one of our most striking exhibits. Everybody goes in there, sees the smoker's lungs, they see the big bin that we have that we provide for smokers to throw their cigarettes away because they're so shocked into, oh my, I gotta stop now, they quit for an hour or so. There's also the cirrhotic liver, and I do have a liver speech. We talk a little bit how to take care of your liver, and you don't want to drink too much, and this is what alcohol does to your liver. As I was saying, my favorite is in the digestive gallery. You'll see, hey, why eating too much McDonald's and fast food and things like that? What is that doing to your body? You can see how it clogs your arteries. It's our main goal, like, take a look at your body, see what's inside of it. The better you know it, the better you'll be equipped to take care of it. There were several articles, news organizations that were kind of doing some stories about this and like, where do the bodies come from? The background of that was like, well, what if these were executed Chinese prisoners? And there was a 2020 story that was done on this. And there's an article in the Times done on this. They didn't have any proof. No, there is no proof. Of course, we can't prove that they are not. They can't prove that they are. We do have a disclaimer that says exactly that. The fact is they were unclaimed and unidentified bodies that came from a foreign country, so we don't know where all of them have come from. But we do know that they were donated, and we have affidavits from all of our providers that say that these bodies died of natural causes and that they were donated legal and obtained legally. And one thing, whenever I'm talking about the ethics of this exhibition, I say, well, I'd rather live in a country or in a world where people care about where these bodies come from rather than people who are completely apathetic and don't care. The only thing you do with the dead body is you bless it and you bury it, and everything else is unethical, right? And these kind of things, you have to make your own judgment calls on this. So I don't try to convince them whether it's right or wrong, merely that people come here, they educate themselves, they learn something about their bodies, and hopefully, when they walk out of here, they're going to take care of themselves, The vast majority of people, when they come through here, are completely blown away. Are like, this was an amazing experience. I will never forget this.